The Maestrazgo region of Aragon is one of the last undiscovered wildernesses in Spain. It was reconquered from the Moors in the 1300s by the Knights Templar, who were given these lands and entrusted with the task of safeguarding them against the resurgence of Islam. In fact, the Maestrazgo takes its name from their chief, the Grand Maestre, or in Da Vinci Code terminology, the Grand Master. As they settled here, the Templars built these fortified farmhouses, which still remain one of the region's most distinguishing features. Some of these macias have even been restored and converted into wonderful little hotels, like Torre Monsanto near the precariously perched village of Villaluengo. Many of these settlements here are fortified and have a complex history that often goes back a millennia or more. Built on the edge of cliffs and steep mountainsides, they preside over the valleys of the Maestrazgo with mysterious and forbidding splendour. The village of Bourdon is a typical example, and there's a good reason why you should come here, particularly if you're a fan of Dan Brown. La Nuestra Señora de la Carrasca is one of the many chapels that were built by the Knights Templar, and like many of the others in the Maestrazgo region, it holds a few secrets. This area is rife with stories about the Holy Grail, and the slightest scrap of evidence is latched onto by hunters for the Cup of Christ in order to prove the existence or whereabouts of it. Take this inscription here, which, according to local experts, indicates that the Grail actually once resided in this chapel. Despite these small pockets of civilization, the Maestrazgo is still mostly wilderness, home to golden eagles, griffon vultures, and the Spanish ibex. Winter nights here can get down to -20, and so it's important to find effective ways to keep warm. Here, in the village of Herbez, the locals produce a restorative tipple, appropriately named aguardiente, or firewater. Unlike the distilleries we've seen in previous series, though, the scale here is rather more intimate. In fact, Meriácoles and Impala are the only two members of staff who create Alsaga firewater. So, starting from my left, we have this rather green herbaceous variety. This is a herb that grows in the local mountains, but the ladies wouldn't reveal to me what it is. Apparently it's a deadly secret, so let's give this a go. Quite syrupy, a bit aniseed-like, so if you like ouzo and things like that, that'll work for you. This is made with honey. It's kind of a meaty, sort of sweet variety of Alsaga, and yeah, it smells like it too. Not bad. It's got quite a kick to it, but you can drink that quite easily, so one to be aware of, maybe. This one is the upmarket version, the 6-year-old. It's been matured in oak casks, so it's got more of a whiskey flavour to it. Oh, that's lovely. That's like a kind of fine cognac or brandy. Very nice. And finally, we have the pure firewater, which is double distilled. Nothing added, just the flavour of the alcohol. Oh, that will definitely keep you warm on a winter's night. The Maestrazgo is a truly magical part of Spain, and it's worth taking a few days to discover its secrets. Like the invulnerable fortress town of Morella, with its 2.5-kilometre long wall, Gothic churches and mighty castle that sits like a giant wedding cake above winding, cobbled streets. But it's the natural scenery that ultimately makes the Maestrazgo such a compelling place to visit.